Hello everybody. If you go onto any website and start reading news, these are the statements that you are finding these days. Byjus to lay off 2,500 staffers. Front row fires 75% employees. 15% off. Meta's Facebook employees may lose jobs. These are unfortunate situations, right? However, in this video, I want you guys to focus on the actual business that goes behind the scenes, right? Is it really possible for organizations to become profitable by firing employees, right? Organizations believe that they can become profitable, they can cut down costs without impacting their revenues. So what are the levers that organizations can pull in these scenarios? There are 4 such levers that organizations typically use. Number 1, process optimization. Number 2, duplication. Number 3, productivity. And number 4, span of control. Throughout this video, we are going to use examples from Byjus and Meta to understand what these cost reduction levers actually mean. And also I'll be sharing my verdict around, is this really possible to not see any decline in revenue as well if you do some of these things. So let's just start with the first one, that is process optimization. If you look at Byjus, what they do currently to sell a Byjus product to any prospective customer is to go to their home, sit with the parents, talk to them, convince them and sell the product. However, with the increase in cost, Byjus is now planning to shift to a inside sales model. What does inside sales mean? It means that selling is now going to happen from the office itself. So people are not going to go out, waste their time in the traffic and potentially sit, arrange for Zoom calls, talk to the people over phone and try to sell. Well, operationally, absolutely no problem. Byjus can do this. However, would you believe that the revenues will come down? Is it easier to convince somebody on phone, Zoom meeting or in person? Well, I personally believe that the revenues will come down if they take this move drastically for everybody. Of course, they would also know that. So probably this is an experiment that they would start with. Now let's see what and how this is actually applicable to its employees. If you look at this particular scenario, there are 4 managers and each manager has 5 people under him or her who are going to the field and talking to the parents. Now, if they reduce that particular time spent in the traffic, trying to arrange for a discussion, then what happens is, of course, you don't need 5 people to do the work. You don't need 20 employees to do that kind of work because there are optimizations coming in because of, hey, not going and sitting in the traffic. So probably they cut 1 person from each team and subsequently you have 16 employees. So there is a reduction of 20% workforce straight away. Now what happens? The manager is managing only 4 people because 1 employee is probably let go from each one of these teams. And then the last manager might be said that, hey, by the way, we are going to transfer your team members into other managers. So you might also become redundant to the organization. This is how process optimization, technology advancements impact some of the employees. Is there any mistake of the employee in this situation? Absolutely not. Right? You need to make sure that, hey, if you are in a situation where you are getting impacted by these kind of moves, please realize that there is nothing to do with your performance. There is nothing to do with, hey, what you are doing on a day-to-day basis, but it is about the organization and how they are planning out their moves. So you be positive and continue to go forward in your journey. All right. So this is process optimization. The next lever that I want to talk about is duplication. In this image, you see Byjus and Topper. Byjus has acquired Topper, by the way, a few years back. Now, take a small geography, for example, which has 10,000 parents and Byjus has the call records list or the call list and they keep on calling these 10,000 people. Now, Topper also got the same list and Topper also has called all these 10,000 parents. Now, parents, they see that, hey, these guys are calling me again and again and again, so let me block their numbers, right? This is a real possibility. You and I have experienced this and you and I have blocked numbers as well. So what Byjus says is, hey, there is no need for both the organizations together to go and target the same parent. So let us cut down the customer service teams from either Topper or from Byjus. This is duplication of work. This is what happens. Again, just want to highlight the fact that there is nothing wrong with the employee over here. It has to do with the organizational policies. The third thing which I want to highlight is, now you see in this picture that both the call centers are from Byjus. So everybody from Byjus is calling that 10,000 plus potentially another 10,000 parents, right? In that scenario, if there are 4 employees who are making these calls, correct? If there are 4 employees making these calls, one of them might be talking to 30 parents every day and the other might be talking to only 10 parents every day, right? So one of them might be converting 5 parents, the other might be converting only 1 parent. If this situation happens repeatedly over time, then Byjus says that, hey, I want to make sure that all my employees are performing at the same level. The guys who are not performing up to the mark, underperforming employees, I might have to let them go, right? And this is what Meta has been saying in its official press reports, that we are letting go of underperformers, and it is not something very uncommon that we do, right? These guys do it every single year, so on and so forth. But 15% of the workforce, that's little too much, right? So moving forward, the fourth lever that I want to talk about is span of control. This is something which no organization will come and release and say in the press releases that, hey, yes, we are doing spans of control. So let's understand a bit about what these terms mean. A span of control typically means that, hey, manager, if having 6 employees under him or her, they say my width or span of control is 6 employees. Now what organizations do is, hey, we are going through really tough times. Instead of having 6 employees under you, why don't you have 7? Why don't you have 8? So that what happens, there will be redundancy of managers. If you start pushing people from other managers to a different set of managers, there at the end there will be 20 or 30% of the managers who would not have any kind of work. Again, the same situation. There is nothing wrong with you as an employee, but the organizational policies are forcing these kind of changes. In this particular example, we have 6 managers, each one has 5. What happens if they want to do for every manager 6, right? 6 employees as their span of control. Then they'll take out the last manager and then say that the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 employees in the orange boxes who are reporting to that particular manager, now you will report to manager number 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. This is what happens in the span of control. Well, guys, these are the 4 levers that organizations typically use. Number 1 is span of control. Number 2 is productivity. Number 3 and 4, something which you can't control, right, are around process optimization and duplications. So these are the 4 levers that you can talk about in your interviews as well. If you get a question around, hey, how do you make sure that organizations can transform or reduce their costs by not impacting their profitability? Again, every single move with respect to employees might impact profitability. So you can never say that 0 impact on profitability or 0 impact on revenues. But at the same time, there is a high degree of potential success that these might work. And end of the day, I just want to repeat once again that majority of these moves are related to the organization, and this has nothing to do with an employee's potential or caliber. Hope this video is helpful, guys. Please do let me know if you want me to make more such videos. We'll be happy to do so. Thank you so much and look forward to seeing you again. Bye-bye.